What if I told you that your 8 hours of sleep last night was basically wasted, that right now your body is running on low battery mode? Even though you just spent a third of your day sleeping? Don't worry, you're not alone. Millions of people wake up feeling exhausted, even after a full night's sleep. But here's the hard truth. You don't have a sleep problem, you have a recharge problem. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why your sleep is broken, and how to fix it. But first, let's bust one of the biggest sleep myths ever. Picture this, you plug in your phone overnight expecting a full charge. You wake up, grab your phone, and 20% battery. You'd be furious, right? You plugged it in all night. What gives? Well, imagine if your phone simply wasn't capable of charging past 20%. That's exactly what happens when you don't get enough deep sleep. Your body stays in low power mode, no matter how long you sleep. And the worst part? 50% of adults don't get enough deep sleep. Let's talk about what deep sleep actually is. Imagine your brain is like a computer. During the day, it's processing information, making decisions, and running all sorts of programs. Deep sleep is like hitting the defrag button. Your brain gets to work clearing out toxins, consolidating memories, and basically doing a system reboot. Without enough deep sleep, your brain is like a computer that's never been defragged. It's sluggish, slow, and prone to crashing. Is it any wonder you feel exhausted? And here's the kicker, 50% of adults don't get enough deep sleep. That means half the world is basically running on battery saver mode every day. They're powering through their days, feeling drained, struggling to focus. And they don't even realize that their lack of deep sleep is the culprit. But it doesn't have to be this way. In the next chapter, we'll explore another reason why you're tired after 8 hours of sleep: waking up at the wrong time. Have you ever woken up feeling like you just got hit by a truck? Like you need another 8 hours of sleep just to function? It's not just you. It's not even necessarily about how much you sleep. It's about when you wake up. Your body goes through different sleep cycles throughout the night, and disrupting the wrong stage can leave you feeling utterly wrecked. Your alarm clock could be your biggest enemy without you even realizing it. It's time to understand your sleep cycle and why timing is everything. Let me introduce you to a term you need to know: sleep inertia. It's that groggy, leave me alone feeling that takes hours to shake off after you wake up. Sleep inertia hits hardest when you wake up during deep sleep. Think of it like being suddenly yanked out of a dream just as things were getting good. You're disoriented, confused, and your body is basically screaming, "What just happened?" So, if you're waking up feeling groggy, blame your alarm, not your sleep. So how do you escape the sleep inertia trap? It's all about understanding your sleep cycles and waking up at the right time. Your body needs to wake up in light sleep, not deep sleep. Waking up during light sleep is like gently being nudged awake from a pleasant dream. You're still close to consciousness, and your body can transition smoothly into wakefulness. No more hitting snooze a dozen times. No more dragging yourself through the morning. In the next chapter, we'll uncover another sleep saboteur: poor sleep hygiene. Okay, gentlemen, let's talk about sleep hygiene. Because sometimes it's not about how long you sleep, but what you do before bed that makes all the difference. Imagine this. You've got a big date tomorrow. You're excited, you're pumped, you've planned the whole night, but there you are scrolling through social media at 1 a.m., wondering why you're not asleep yet. You see, your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep, not a war zone against it, and yet, most guys sabotage their sleep before they even hit the pillow. It's like trying to win a race with your shoelaces tied together. You can try all you want, but you're just making things harder for yourself. So what's the culprit? It's those seemingly harmless habits that are actually wreaking havoc on your sleep quality. We're talking about the late-night Netflix binges, the endless scrolling on social media, and the bright lights that tell your brain it's still daytime. It's time to take back control and create a sleep routine that actually sets you up for success. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the smartphone in your hand. That blue light it emits, it's a sleep killer. You see, your body produces melatonin, the sleep hormone, when it gets dark, but blue light, it tells your brain, hold up, it's still party time. So you're lying in bed, phone in hand, wondering why your brain won't shut off. It's like trying to fall asleep at a rock concert. The stimulation is just too high. And it's not just your phone. Laptops, tablets, even energy-efficient light bulbs can mess with your melatonin production. This isn't about becoming a Luddite and ditching all technology. It's about setting boundaries. Just like you wouldn't chug an espresso right before bed, you shouldn't be bathing your brain in blue light. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite pick-me-up, caffeine. Look, I get it, coffee is life, but timing is everything. That afternoon coffee you're enjoying? It has a 6-hour half-life. That means that your 4 p.m. latte is still hanging around in your system at 10 p.m. And don't even get me started on those energy drinks. They're like giving your brain a shot of adrenaline right before you want it to chill out. It's like revving the engine of your car all night and then wondering why you can't get it to park in the garage. Think of caffeine like a powerful tool. Used strategically, it can boost your focus and productivity, but abuse it, and it'll sabotage your sleep and leave you feeling drained the next day. So, gentlemen, be mindful of your caffeine intake, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime. Okay, we've talked about bad habits, but what if you're doing everything right and still waking up feeling like you got run over by a truck? What if the problem isn't you but something deeper, something you can't even see? This is where things get interesting because we're diving into the world of hidden sleep disorders. These are the silent saboteurs of your sleep, quietly wreaking havoc on your nights without you even realizing it. We're talking about things like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, even insomnia. These aren't just inconveniences. They're serious conditions that can mess with your sleep cycle, your energy levels, even your overall health. And the worst part? Many people have these disorders and don't even know it. They just think they're bad sleepers, doomed to a life of exhaustion. But that's simply not true. Let's talk about sleep apnea for a second. You know, that thing where you stop breathing for a few seconds while you sleep? Sounds terrifying, right? Well, it's more common than you think. In fact, 1 in 5 people suffer from sleep apnea and have absolutely no idea. That's millions walking around feeling constantly drained, completely unaware that their own body is fighting against them at night. Now, I'm not saying you have sleep apnea, but if you snore like a freight train, wake up gasping for air, or just feel constantly exhausted no matter how much sleep you get, it's worth talking to a doctor. Because here's the thing, you wouldn't ignore chest pain, would you? You'd get it checked out. Well, constant fatigue is your body's way of sending up a flare. It's time to listen. Look, I get it. Talking to a doctor about sleep can feel weird. But trust me, it's one of the best things you can do for yourself. Getting diagnosed with a sleep disorder isn't a defeat, it's a victory. It means you can finally stop blaming yourself for feeling tired all the time. It means you can finally start getting the restful sleep you deserve. So if any of this resonates with you, if you're tired of feeling tired, take action. Talk to your doctor, get tested, and take control of your nights again. Alright, enough with the doom and gloom, let's talk solutions. Because the good news is, you have more control over your sleep than you think. I'm calling this your Sleep Upgrade Blueprint, a simple, actionable plan to transform your nights and wake up feeling like $1,000,000. Step 1 is all about creating the perfect sleep sanctuary. We're talking cool, dark, and quiet. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to fall asleep in the middle of a rave, would you? So why treat your bedroom any differently? Blackout curtains, a white noise machine, even a cooler room temperature can make a world of difference. Remember, your bedroom should be a sleep haven, not a stimulation station. Step 2 is all about caffeine. Now, I love my coffee as much as the next guy, but let's be real, caffeine is a stimulant. And that afternoon pick-me-up, it could be sabotaging your sleep without you even knowing it. Here's the deal, caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours. That means that if you have a cup of coffee at 4 p.m., half of that caffeine is still buzzing around your system at 10 p.m. Not exactly conducive to a good night's sleep, right? That's why I recommend a caffeine curfew. No coffee, tea, or energy drinks after 2 p.m. It might sound tough at first, but trust me, your sleep will thank you for it. And finally, step 3 is all about mastering your sleep cycles. Remember how we talked about waking up in the wrong sleep stage? Well, a sleep tracker app can help you pinpoint the optimal time to wake up, so you feel refreshed and energized, not groggy and grumpy. Now, I know what you're thinking, Matthew, this all sounds great, but what if I do all of this and still feel exhausted? Well, that's where step 4 comes in, the sleep checkup. If you've implemented all these changes and you're still struggling with fatigue, it's time to talk to a doctor. Remember, you're not weak for seeking help. You're strong for taking control of your health, and who knows, you might just uncover a hidden sleep disorder that's been holding you back for years. Because here's the truth, sleep is the foundation of a happy, healthy life. When you sleep well, you feel better, you think clearer, and you show up as the best version of yourself. It's time to prioritize your sleep and unlock the incredible potential that comes with a well-rested mind and body. So, there you have it. Your 8 hours of sleep might be a complete lie, but now you know the truth and more importantly, you know what to do about it. But here's the real question. What's your biggest sleep mistake? Drop a comment below and let's see which one of these is ruining the most sleep.